So let's talk about the alien conspiracies. And if you've been interested in the subject, you might be a believer, you might be a non believer, uh, but it's pretty hard to believe everything if you've been following some of the conspiracies over the years. I mean, there's some pretty wild conspiracies out there. I'm one that tried to stay level, believing that I think there's something to the story and that we are being visited and probably have been visited for thousands of years. They've been coming and going. I've kind of reached that point even before these hearings because a lot of it seemed pretty logical to me. But these hearings right now are bringing out some of those conspiracies as whistleblowers that are being heard now in these congressional, I don't know what you call it, congressional hearings, listening to whistleblowers um, coming forth who are saying things that, if true, confirm a lot of these conspiracies. So, if true, what they're saying is they've been recovering alien spacecraft from other worlds and also bodies, which other people like Richard Greer and a few others have been telling us these things, okay? So they were telling us the truth. When you were listening to some of these conspiracies, you were being told the truth. Chances are. But there's always a chance that this is something else too. Um, but that brings the question to mind, if some of these conspiracies are true, how many others possibly are true, which we may never get the truth out of these hearings, okay? Because this might be the bare bones and this might be all we get. And if it's all we get, all these other conspiracies are still going to be out there and they're going to have a little more validity to them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be a little easier to believe some of the other conspiracies, and it's going to be right back to where we were. We're not going to know what conspiracies are true, what to believe. And they'll do more harm by giving us a little bit and then holding back the truths. The problem is, Congress, they may reach a point where they do tell them some other things, and then Congress makes a decision that, oh, we cannot tell people this. And it might be horrible because I've heard some pretty scary conspiracies out there. So at this point, okay, yeah, uh, the ones I believed in are kind of being validated by these whistleblowers. That, hey, yeah, I mean, I could have been wrong, but that was kind of the way I was going. Yeah, I did believe that they had, um, recovered alien spacecraft and, possibly bodies, and that's all true. Then, yeah, they've been reverse engineering all this stuff and under secret programs or whatever, and they probably, what else is also real is they probably have some of these crafts, and if they do, then they're probably going to the moon and they're probably going to Mars secretly in these crafts. It's probably that far. Whether they tell us that or not, that's the next step. Now, beyond that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of um, conspiracies I hope that aren't true. Wilder. I hope it doesn't get too much more wild than this. The one thing, I'm not too sure that aliens are necessarily our friends. And there may be these dealings that they've been doing, and they may not be any better than us. So this may not be a good thing that we're in contact with other aliens. For instance, they've had these guys up here testifying that one of the other conspiracies that I believe are valid because of the sources of where they came from of uh, UAPs or UFOs flying over uh, nuclear missile silos and shutting them down. So I'm wondering, what is that message? What are they saying? Uh, is there no prime directive? I mean, why are they so interested in our planet? Or do they feel like this is their planet, or they have to exercise control, and but they don't interfere in anything else? But apparently, they don't want us blowing ourselves up. So the aliens really are just as secretive as our government, and we're probably going to find out that they've been working with our government, and in which case they're not really here for our benefit. They're not pushing our government to use some of that technology for free energy and to free us from fossil fuels and stuff like that. They don't seem to care about that, you know, just the nuclear plants, you know. So what's really going on? Let me know in the comments what you think.